Skunny. I'm gonna be messing around in World of Warcraft for a little bit. Um, Maybe doing some PvP, some um, I don't know, looking for raid. I have a quest for that, so I'm just gonna be messing around for that. So I play Guardian Druid. I played a Druid ever since Vanilla WoW. It was always just a Druid. I mean, I've tried to roll alts here and there. Hunter. I like mage. I've had a mage for a little bit for an alt, but I've always just played a druid. Um, Never really wanted to play anything else. I figured um, when I first started in beta, I played druid because you could play as a bear, you could play as a cat, DPS, you could play as Moonkin, ranged DPS, or a healer, which I was mostly pigeonholed into healer in vanilla WoW for druids because that was basically all they were good at, and all the gear that was available was always geared towards healer for druids. But I've always wanted to play more than just the healer for a druid. I've always wanted to be a bear tank or a kitty DPS, and that really didn't come around until usually BC, just before BC and maybe Nax. There was a few items that I would fight rogues for that were kind of druid geared. Like they had agility, they had stam, they had intellect and agility on them. Rogues didn't. I mean, rogues got one attack power per strength, just like druids did back in vanilla. But they mainly both relied on agility because that was like 2 attack power per agility. And okay, this is the first time I'm doing brawl, deep 6, whatever this is. But yeah, druids back then really only had the ability to heal until BC came out, and that's when druids really got the upper hand. We were able to do more than just heal. We were able to tank a lot. There were a lot of druid tanks around the time of BC came out. A lot of druid tanks in general. Not too many DPS kitties, some moonkins. But once we were able to break the mold of healing and just healing, a lot of people went that way. And me more so. Like that, if you look at one of my YouTube videos from God, it was 4 years ago on the YouTube video, but it was really like vanilla BC WoW, back before YouTube was really a thing, and that was like Google video. That's when I uploaded that video, and that was me messing around before feral druids were actually legit. And I would fight and spar against or duel against like Thunder Fury warriors and things like that. And I've always wanted to be an actual shape-shifting druid, not just sitting in normal form and healing, sitting back healing. Even though I was good at it, it was still not something that I really was into, and something that I'm not really into now. Ooh, it put me... Okay. I am not tank. I am not tank spec right now. It switched me to... It switched me to feral. Yeah. I'm gonna have to switch that. If it lets me. We'll see if it lets me. I was not expecting that. Oh man. Okay. So I'm stuck in feral kitty right now. So never really PvP'd as this, but we'll see what it's like. Oh god. Alliance have always been better at this. Battleground than us. God, freaking stunlock, man. Okay. Really wish this would let me go tank, but it's gonna be hard fought. If you haven't noticed by now, I like green stuff. Anything green. God, I can't even get shit off. Next time I'm not queuing as DPS. Or selecting Q as DPS. I am so squishy. I don't really have the gear for it. Did it even switch in my... It didn't even switch into my... There we go. My cat gear. Oh man. Okay, we got something back. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Do I not have... I swore I was talented into... Oh god, my bars are all messed up for kitty. Alright. I'm just staying in kitty then. I keep going in bear for some reason. Alright. Alright. Working a little bit better as kitty. Okay. Get you. Oh, okay. Jeez. Kitty is tough. PvP. It's like you don't really have the mitigation or the defensive cooldowns that you benefit from in other classes. Like, I mean, rogue you can pop evasion, hunter you can pop. Oh God, I forget what their what's it called is deterrence. Yeah, is that a team? Oh, we dropped someone, so it's like futile now. I mean, we're down 900 to a 200. Brew crew. Low battery on my headphones. Let's get this up. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely not queuing as Kitty. I don't even know if this mode will let me queue as something other than Kitty. We're just letting them win now. Okay. Alright. Stun. Didn't do too much damage. Yeah. There's like three or four of them on the same Killer Ink. Yeah, two of them. Same team. That was pitiful. God. Jeez. Okay. Maybe let's try that again with freaking just tank. Let me tank. Let me just tank. Alright, so going back to like why I chose Druid back when I first started. I was originally Night Elf. We started on Illidan. So all that Illidrama, all that stuff with the funeral bombing. If you follow WoW that far back, I was actually in that in Serenity now, in actually their alt guild, which was Gnome Land Security. Yeah, we did all that. I was in a few other guilds like Wrath X or um, Desolation on Illidan. We eventually moved to Anetheron just before Anchorage. Played on there for a while in the guild that I probably liked the most. I played with people that I'm still in contact with today. People that we used to play on in Lineage 2 with actually came over and played with us on that guild Eclipsed. They are on some other server now. I'm on Shu'halo, so me and my fiance Ava, her family's on this server, so we play on this server exclusively. That's the word I'm looking for. And I mean, they're hardcore raiding. I don't really have time for that, or time, or I don't know, want in order to do that again. I was a raid lead Druid officer in Eclipsed through Encourage and Nax when it was 40 man. So I was in charge of all the Druids, there were about 5 um, in the 40 man raids. Which back then it was a pretty big job. Like you had class leaders and you had guild leaders and raid leaders and officers, and that would all entail into the loot councils and things like that. So it was a pretty big deal, a pretty big responsibility back when raids were that big. Not so much now with 25 man raids. You don't really see that too much often. You get like 3, maybe 4 officers in the 25 man raids, even less in guilds with 10 man raids. Get like 2 or 3 officers, including the guild master. But yeah, back then it was Druid class leader, and we would go through Encourage and everything, and that guild fought for US firsts in, not in Encourage, but in Nax. We really hit our stride. We were top 5 in US firsts on a few of the kills in Naxxramas, like the 4 Horsemen, Lotheb, and there was one other. I can't remember if it was somebody else in the Plague Wing or the Death Knight Wing. What was it? Not the Death Knight Wing. It was, I can't really remember the name of it right now, but we're up there, probably top 100 towards the end, mainly because Alliance guilds had an advantage with Turn Undead for Pallies going into the last fight, the Lich King fight. So we were higher than I guess we should have been with other guilds, because I mean, Horde guilds really couldn't keep up with Alliance guilds when they hit Lich King. So you've seen a skew towards Alliance, which is one of the reasons they nerfed it later on, and then they eventually bring Pallies to both sides, and Druids for that matter, to both sides, eventually later. But yeah, in BC, or well, in Lich King, we kind of, after we killed Lich King, we kind of got to where most guilds get, and they're, I know this is boring, it's just waiting for queues, should pop anytime soon. Got to where any guild gets when they complete content for a patch. They get people that get bored, they get people that get the gear that they want and really don't feel like continually raiding anymore. That happened with us more so. I mean, with a 40-man raid, you lose a few people, and it's not too detrimental, but with things coming out in BC, things moving to 25-man, you lose those couple people. Eventually people get bored and want to do something else, want to play something else. So our guild died pretty much a month or 2 before BC hit. So a good group of us from that guild, including my cousin who got me into MMOs from Lineage 2 and stuff like that on like private servers and Barts, got me into MMOs, and we all formed a guild on another server. I rolled Horde, or we all rolled Horde. We brought some of those people from Lineage 2 over, um, and we went to a server where we knew we could dominate firsts on the server, not necessarily US firsts or Europe world firsts, but that server specific. We could just blow through things on our own, and we ended up going to Arthas. We ended up playing um, on there, leveling new tunes on there, because this was before you could swap factions on your tunes, and we ended up getting a few world firsts on Gruul's Lair, or not world first, but server firsts in Gruul's Lair and on Magtheridon, before we eventually joined. Oh, there we go. Before we eventually joined up with other Warsong, another guild, to do things on that server. Let me switch back to my tank here. There we go. Yeah, and that was when I actually got a chance to become a Druid tank and do things the way I wanted to do on my Druid. I wasn't pigeonholed into just healing. I was actually main tank for our guild, and I could actually go as far as raid leading eventually, after a few other switches to different guilds and different on different servers, accumulating up to what's it called? Oh God, it's been so long. I can't really even think of the. Wonder if it's in here. Classic here. Not classic. Rain Crusade. Sunwell Plateau. There you go. Raid leading through Sunwell Plateau as a Druid tank. And that was pretty much the epitome of my career in WoW, was raid leading, which was fun. I liked the challenge of going in the PTRs and fighting bosses and getting an idea of what they were like and coming up with strategies on how to beat them. I like problem solving, so that was always good for me. But that was pretty much the epitome. I mean, I've raided on better guilds, I would say, where like Vanquished and Vodka, and short stints, whether that's through my old guild leaders ended up becoming players on Vanquish and Vodka, and liked how I tanked and how I played. So they invited me. Hold on, let me take care of this guy. Alright. Hello. Yeah, you're gonna... Oh, you got a healer. Fuck you. Alright. Bullshit. He had to have a healer save him. He was gonna die. Bum bum bum. They'll take care of them. They pretty much wiped through everybody that was over here, so. But yeah, like, I guess I did a good enough job when I was raid leading, when I was tanking, that my guild leaders remembered me, and they actually invited me to join their teams when they actually went to better raid teams. They went to, like, one went to Vanquish, which was a pretty big raid team in Lich King and Cataclysm, and one actually went through Vodka, who, I mean, is still like a top contender in raiding. So I mean, short stints in those two. Yeah, he has no chance. No chance. So, I mean, it was nice that people thought highly enough of me to invite me to top raid teams, even if I was like, for Vodka, I was just a support role for DPS. I wasn't anything like important. I wasn't a top tier rating. Okay. Um, I wasn't a top tier rating tank or anything like that. They only had room for a DPS, and I did well, but I didn't do as good as some of the other DPS that have been DPSing for um, years on end. Um, but it was something new. It gave me more exposure to my class. Oh, nope, 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 nope. You're not going anywhere. And nope. Nope. And you can all kill yourselves. I don't have anything to interrupt him. Well, if I keep him healing himself, that'd be good enough. Oh, 3 people on me. No. No. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh, somebody's healing me. Somebody's healing me. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Do this. There we go. Get away from me. Oh, laid on hands. Oh, man. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, that was... Oh, props to that healer. Alright. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed raiding back then. Nowadays, with, like, looking for raid, and, sorry, I keep on looking over here, because, like, the stream window is over here, but the camera is here. Nowadays, you don't really get Lost my train of thought. Must kill. I gotta kill the squishy. Oh. He's going down. Goodbye. Nope, you're not healing him. Nope. Nope, you're not healing him. Nope, you're not healing yourself either. Alright. Ooh, okay. And stopped you. Jeez, I didn't even realize that they got two. Alright, it's time to run this back. Alright. Run back. Ooh, I reached level 20. Okay, I'm gonna kill you. Alright. Hopefully some of them pull off. He's not really going down. Let me put on some buffs. Who's... Okay. Alright, they made me lose my train of thought. For Lich King and BC, like once Looking for Raid came out, there wasn't really like a lot of people ended up going casual raiding as opposed to hardcore raiding, because it used to be hardcore raiding, that was the only way you got to see endgame content. Nowadays, you just do Looking for Raid, you get to see the same content, maybe not as difficult or the same mechanics, but you definitely get to see the same things, the same endgame cinematics, the same and that's that, and like coming out of college, no longer having the time to play from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night. Getting a job and having to do that, you don't really have the time to hardcore raid. So it was kind of a blessing, but I do miss being part of like a team and being part of like something where like I was part of problem solving raids and the just the problem solving aspect of raid leading. So, oh, this priest is gonna come by. Hello. And that's the game. Alright. Really, I got level 20 already from that. That was like... I didn't even think I was that close. Oh, okay, okay. Level 22 is the next one. Yeah, I'm nowhere near max PvP level. I don't PvP that much. So yeah, I mean, it's all about how you want to play. I mean, I play other games as opposed to WoW now. Me and Ava. Um, like I like some FPS games, Overwatch, Battlefield, Battlefront. She's more into the single player FPS is like Fallout. Well, I guess like they're half FPSs, half RPG, like Skyrim, Fallout, um, Telltale games, things like that. So, but this is the main game that we both play. We both, I mean, we both met each other or started talking to each other through mutual admiration for this game. So, yeah, I mean, I like it. I still like it. Some of the patches, some of the expansions, more than others. I wasn't really a fan of Cataclysm. Pandaria was okay, but not good. I like Legion. Um, I liked BC when it first came out, and Lich King was probably my favorite, as opposed to the other ones. I do miss Vanilla WoW, which is what I rolled a character on the new Nostralis Realm run, which is just um, Vanilla WoW, and you can only roll. But then I started rolling the character. I got to like level 20, and I realized how much of a grind it was, because I forgot, since it's been so long. I never really rolled any alts throughout my entire vanilla WoW, so I didn't really remember what kind of grind it was. So I kind of just took a break from that, I guess. It's just simple things. It's when it's easier to level, you enjoy the game better, which is why WoW put in like all the or Blizzard put in all the leveling items and experience boosts and things like that, because the main goal is to get the max level. The main goal isn't to sit and stay months on end um, before you even reach max level. Hell, my Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic character, Jedi Guardian, I don't know why I like Guardians, is still only 45 out of what, it's like 55, 60 now. It was 55 originally, and like I was leveling that for a good 2.5 months, but that's a different game. Like in that game, like all the quests, you have to sit there and listen and make decisions on what the people are saying. Let me go into looking for raid. Oh, why is that doing that? Okay. Oh, okay. That's what that is. Did I get anything from that? No. But yeah, it's like months on end, and I was only halfway through leveling on that game, and became too much of a grind, and I just stopped playing, just because it was too much of a grind. Um, but yeah, so I mean, to each his own. That's I think I'm gonna stop the record now. That's I've been recording, so that's why I've been talking obsessively. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So, bye.